3, 2.
Real Talk Live with Rodney. People to people, power to power, positive thinking people. Yes, with Sir Rod and Lady Z. It's not about you, it's not about me, it's about we. In God we trust. Positive thinking people. Positive thinking people. Positive thinking people. Every Monday night, every Wednesday night,
Every Wednesday night,
every Friday night,
every Friday night,
every Monday night,
Monday, Wednesday,
every
Friday,
Wednesday night, every Friday night,
people to
every
people.
Monday night, every Wednesday night. Positive thinking people.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome everybody. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. I am here. I'm excited again. You know, every time I come on the air, I'm hoping everybody will be able to hear us. So if you can't hear us, y'all got to let us know right away. I don't know if anybody is out there can give me some kudos to say, yo, we can hear you good. But I have some amazing guests in the studio with me today. And I'm just excited. So, so far, is everything good with my sound? Everything's good with my sound. Okay. So before I even get started and introduce my guests, I got to do some kudos out to some people that's doing some positive things. Some people that have been in the studio with us. I grabbed all the books of all the writers, some of the writers that I have had the opportunity to come and do interviews with, and I just want to always be able to take that opportunity to promote their books and the things that they're doing. So, and I'm looking for the first one because I got a gentleman who I was just in here with the other day, and I'm so excited about this brother, Jet Polo 11. Look, he got a new book. He has a new book that's out. It's a fiction book, as I remember. He told me I got him scheduled to come in here on Monday to do an interview. This brother, man, is doing some fantastic things in the community. He's entrepreneur, making some powerful moves. And I'm just so excited. So I want y'all to know that y'all can go to Amazon and get these books. Y'all can Google their names and find out. But this is Jet Polo 11. Convinced. This is a new book. I'm excited about this. Frank Johnson from Atlantic Records, Ambitious, book about the music business. His book been out for a while. I had him on the show a couple of times. We're always promoting it. Out of Baltimore, good friend of mine. That I mean, he's doing some positive things, and it's amazing. Also, this is actually a spiritual book done by Shalia Shepherd. This is called Clock In, and this here is a book just to give you some good motivational scriptures and things to follow up. This is Terrence Darcy. Terrence Darcy is here located in the Tyson Corner area, but he's all over the area. This young man is phenomenal. He has a book stand over in Tyson's Corner. You definitely want to just purchase his book, and you'll see that he's doing some phenomenal things as well. Okay, and then we got Peaky Slate, one of my good buddies, one of the go-go kings of the DMV, of many. He also has poetry books that he's doing, but he got some other things that I'm gonna have him in the studio coming up. He got some fantastic stuff going on as well. Then we got Steph Marie Coleman, A Sound Mind. This woman is a phenomenal poet. I call her the queen of poetry. She is doing some amazing things. She's going to be doing, she's already did some programs through the podcast. And I'm so excited about her. And this is not her only book. She has another book as well. And I'm just putting these books out and showing you. This is Unarmed but Dangerous. Tawana Williams, phenomenal lady. She has a positive podcast that's phenomenal. Definitely a good read. This is a good read. I'm telling you, right? This here. And this one of my dear friends, Kimberly Reed. They have a relationship book that's phenomenal as well. And I think she got a couple more books. And here we got a few more books. We got Marlon Wolf. This is Life is Not a Game, so don't play in it. Let me tell you something. Some of you brothers out there who want to get out there and deal with the drugs and the killing and all that stuff, you want to read a book like this, because this dude's going to let you know it ain't no joke, especially after you get behind the bars. They be giving you information, real life information, to help you understand how to navigate in the right direction. Here we got Larry Moon Jr. Honey is Thicker Than Water. And last but not least, he put me in to bring me out. This is a motivational book as well by Robin Walker Shanks. Okay, I hope I said her name right. I'm really excited because of my guest. Thank y'all for coming in. How y'all doing today? Okay, so Miss Brooks,
yes.
If you could just introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself and what do you do?
Hello, everyone. Danielle Brooks. I am a educator who's been in the county, or in a county, for about 22 years now, and currently a principal of a high school.
Okay, and how long you been a principal?
This is the first official year as principal. I was an AP for 9 years, and the other years classroom teacher.
Okay. And I know that got to be like a real struggle sometimes because you look so young.
Oh, thank you. Never a struggle. I enjoy every single day.
Oh, that is so good.
Never a struggle.
That is a good. That when I hear somebody that's in the dealing with the youth and in the educational field, and they say that it's never a struggle and that they enjoy it, that makes me really feel that we still have an opportunity to see hope for our young people.
Absolutely.
Who is this gentleman we got sitting right here next to you?
Jayden Hayes.
Jayden Hayes.
Jayden. What's up with you, man? How you doing?
I'm doing well, came out today, to take a first step out the door, so trying to see what y'all could provide me, I'm from DC, but I was born in Maryland, raised in DC, moved back to Maryland, and what I want to be is an entrepreneur, so that's what I'm focusing on.
I like that. Actually, I had the opportunity to meet you, and when you told me that inspired me. I get intrigued when I see young guys like this, and especially I had the opportunity to meet y'all at the same time, and I saw the respect that you were showing Ms. Brooks, and then also the respect that you showed me as well as being a senior citizen. I ain't mad. I earned mine, so. But I'm excited about you wanting to be an entrepreneur. So what were we talking about? What you get ready to sell trash trucks, or you making go-karts, or what?
I kind of want to get into a lot of everything. First, I want to start small, something that's easy to maintain, like a car wash, vending machines, something, laundromat, something I could, get something, like have something maintained, so, I could walk away and go do another business. Or, I wanted to get into a couple trades, whatever trade that I could pick up the fastest, I want them all. So, get all those trades, not major, what's that word called?
I'm gonna get
Specialized?
Not specialized, but like basically, I forgot the word.
but
Master it.
Okay.
Master it, and then once I master it, open a business in it and do it better. Work for a business and then see what they're doing wrong and do it better and make it better. Make the prices better. Make everything better. Start off with that. Get that going. Once I got that good, where I could walk away or go do something else, whatever. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of trades, so I just could pick one off the list. Once I'm done with one, go on to another one.
Yeah.
It don't stop.
Well, hey, you know what? Somebody would probably one time say, "Man, you got to focus on one thing."
One thing.
Okay, let me say this though. But let me tell you one thing. It's nothing wrong with having a few things on the table. But I'm gonna give you some good advice. Have you written all the things that you want to do? Have you written them down?
Yes.
Okay, then they all ready to start to form.
Already, man. It surprised me because when I wrote my goal board, I actually got it in my basement in our office. When I wrote it, it was like, dang, there's a lot of stuff that, like, it looks impossible to get to, but once I start Xing out, you know, things that I've been doing, you know, I've been getting some of the things on that board done. I've been Xing them out, just like, wow, came a long way from writing the things on the board to actually doing them.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not impossible to do more than one thing at a time. But, you know, like I said, I want to master one thing, you know, get it, you know, strong 100% where it could run itself, and move on to something else.
I'm going to give you something about doing more than one thing at one time. So,
My life.
hey, yours and mine. I was trying to clean the fish aquarium. I was trying to clean the basement. I was trying to work in the guest room. So when my wife get home, my wife just flew in today. When she gets there, she gonna be like, she can see I've been trying to do a lot of things. Like I just want to tell you that it's a little rough. You gotta focus. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I say that to say this. That's good that you have a lot to focus on. But what I want you to remember is this. Really, you only can do one thing at a time. And focus on the one that's your passion, the one that excites you the most. And then utilize people like Miss Brooks and talk to her, talk to your parents, let them know you're serious about what you're doing. Because part of the reason you're in here today is because of Miss Brooks. Miss Brooks, she believes in you. And when you got people that believe in you, they want to make things available for you. Like also Mr. Cunningham, who is behind the scene. This gentleman is an individual who, when you tell him you want to do something, don't say it. Because he'll call you tomorrow and have you looking right up in somebody's face who's doing exactly what you wanted to do. But I say all that to say I want to tell you that I'm really, really proud of you. I'm proud of you that you're taking the initiative to move forward.
I'm proud of myself.
There you go.
You know, I was just incarcerated like a couple months ago, so, you know, I'm proud of myself.
Incarcerated? Come on, man. What was that like? Because I don't know.
It was, you know, I was, for real, I started off, you know, at 11, and, you know, I thought I wanted to be something, you know, as whatever was going on, whatever, you know, what was the best look for the females, you know, just to be the popular kid, which I did. I got everything, you get what I'm saying? But once I had it, I still didn't feel happy.
Come on, talk to me.
I ain't feel like, you know, and then once I was in it, it was just like, none of this is getting me nowhere, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I branched off, get to thinking to myself, like, I feel like I'm a leader, not a follower.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? And I started pulling cords, you know, getting back into my right mindset. But I figured out I was a leader and started leading a whole bunch of people into the wrong way. Because at the time, I thought, you know, the wrong way was still fun to me. But then I found out I was a leader, so I'm like, well, we're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? So once I start getting into them, you know, little activities and stuff, you know, start getting in, you know, caught up, thinking that I was never gonna get caught, which I didn't get caught for a long time. But actually, you know, everything just smacked me back in the face. Like, look, man, you got too much dip in this shit. You sit down, you gotta reset this.
Too much. That's a good one.
Yeah,
you know
yeah. He said he got too much dip on the chip. I love it. But you know what I really like is that you're taking on the responsibility of being a leader.
Definitely, you know. I just don't see myself being a follower, but, you know, being a leader, it's a lot.
It's a lot of responsibility.
Man, it's a lot. And it's a lot of, like, now that I'm looking at it, I see a lot of people look up to me. You get what I'm saying? So I just try to do, you know, I'm still trying to fix my life. I'm still trying to understand, you know, where I'm going to be at. So I'm just trying, you know, do a whole U-turn because last year, man, thought I was going to do 7 to 5 years. So I'm glad that I could be here, you know.
You believe in God?
Yes.
Okay, let me tell you something. Everything happens for a reason. And sometimes you have to go and you got to get a bump or a screw, a bruise, or you might even break a bone, chip a tooth or whatever, in order for you to understand how to prevent of doing it again. You know what I'm saying? So everything that you experienced in your life, you got to remember that you set the tone for it. So you taking on the responsibility to be a leader is exciting. That's almost like with Miss Brooks. See, Miss Brooks. So basically, you being in your position, you are a leader as well.
Yes, I am.
And how is that with you?
It's fantastic. I have great days, very, very busy days. And just like you, Someone told me you shouldn't be a master of many things when I was in the position of assistant principal. And I was hurt by that because I thought I was doing everything right. And it did prepare me for this position because now I don't have an assistant principal. So I have to do everything by myself. I know you see me in the office answering the phone. I'm the nurse, I'm the secretary, I'm the registrar, I'm myself, and two other people that they don't know about. So it's hard being a leader, and it's a little lonely, but at the same time, when you know you're in the right place, just keep it up. It's hard to be the boss.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I like some of your little slogans. We gonna, hey, a little, what he said about it was too much dip on the chip. I'm gonna have to use that one. But you got to realize, man, that something that I was born in 1960. Now I'm gonna show you something that we look at a lot of television and people don't pay attention. But you're still lynching people back then, right? Right? We had a lot of different leaders who was trying to make different for us today. So that I'm only 62 years old. Martin Luther King was assassinated in 1968. John F. Kennedy, Robert F. Kennedy, these are individuals, to name a few, and they were presidents, but I'm just saying that had good intention out to make a difference. These were people who took on leadership positions. And I say that I mentioned those names and can mention quite a few, but where we are today, we don't have many of them that are at the platform that they were. But that wasn't so long ago. So where we are today, we need individuals like yourself that understand your position as a leader. So I really give you kudos for that. So I want to get back on. So now, what's some of the businesses? So you said clothing, right?
Well, what I got right now is a clothing business called Benji Boys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm more so trying to figure out like what's the best hoodie, but the best affordable hoodie. And I'm just trying to put it together in my head. I mean, I've been 3 years in the thinking process, but I mean, I feel like the slower I go, the better it's gonna be. So with the clothing business, it's something that I've always been working on since middle school. I've always been, coming out with different clothing, selling it. It was always something I always wanted to do. Okay. So once I get what I want and I really, visualize it out, which I'm almost close to doing, I just, I've been working on other things like finishing school and stuff like that, because when I came up with the idea to do the clothing, I was not in the best situation, but I still wanted to do the wrong thing. So I wanted to do the right thing, but the wrong thing at the same time. So you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It didn't work. So I couldn't really get it completed. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm just sitting back like, let me just, take my time. It's gonna get done. I know how it's gonna be, and I know what I'm gonna do. So
like for a young person out there that's confused right now, that's out there not doing the right thing, what would you tell them? What would you tell a guy who out there, he running around toting a gun, or he's out there dealing with drugs, or he's skipping school, he's disrespecting his parents, he's not being responsible as a young teenager or a young adult? What would you tell him?
First, I tell him, first you gotta respect your mother and your parents, because at the end of the day, when you behind them bars and you at your age, like any minor or something, all you got is your parents. So that public defender is not always the best. You know what I'm saying? The public defender don't always know what they talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be up to your parents to get you that lawyer or whatever you got to put you back. You get what I'm saying? Where you think you're gonna be able to get out. And the second thing I gotta say is, it's too many followers out here now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we got way too many followers, and they out here following the rappers and stuff. To me, I listen to some of these rappers out here, but I don't let it get into my head. I feel like these kids out here, they really think they live in the music. You get what I'm saying? And the music is really doing it to them. You get what I'm saying? Because I see a lot of little boys walking around, they yelling this stuff out into the air, and I'm just like, man, like, I like music, but it don't really make me feel like, I want to go out here and do some negative things. All the negative things I did is because I felt like doing it at the time was fun. You know what I'm saying? So, for real, it's the music. I feel like you should change up your music selection. really think about your life and where you're gonna be in the next 10 or 5 years, because some of these people gonna be on the street, poor and with nothing. You get what I'm saying? So what you doing right now, you basically just living. You get what I'm saying? So if you wanna just live, then just live. But if you wanna make some money, you know, step up, you know, be somewhere in life, you gotta start changing your ways. And I had to understand that, and I understand that being in a cell looking at them.
How old are you?
17.
Oh, because you was talking like a man with some season right there for me. That was a man with some wisdom. That's what I'm talking about. Let me say this. When you got a young man like this and he telling you, you know, step your game up, this is not just for young people. We got some old heads out there still doing some craziness, you know. It's about you making a change in your life. So you got to remember, you know, it's about you making a difference. When you say that,
I absolutely agree. And when the students come to my school, I ask them, what are your goals? Do you want to graduate? How can I help? What do I need to do to help you get there? That question throws them off. Like, you gonna help me? I'm telling you right now, I never met you. How can I help you? Yeah. And it's hard for them. And then I have ones that get a little older and they're there and it's time to graduate and then they get scared. No, you can't stay with me forever. You have to go. It's time to grow up. I did my part. Now you have to go.
But sometimes also what we got to realize is not just the children, it's the parents. Parents play a big factor in it, and the people that's around.
I asked them the same question. You can't stay with me either. You have to go and take your child with you.
But that's what's so important for us, that come together as a community, come together collectively. Some of the things that you're saying that you had decided to change your life after becoming a victim of being incarcerated. You know what I used to tell people? I used to tell people, if you want to test your skills and find out if you can handle being incarcerated, what I tell you to do is take both your hands and put them up under your thigh. Sit on them like this. Now, I want you to do this and make a promise that you would sit like that for 1 hour. Don't take your hands up for no reason. I dare you to try it. Anybody, young, old, black, orange, cripple, or crazy, try it. Put your hands up under your thighs and leave them there for 1 hour. And I don't care what happened, don't move it. That's like being incarcerated. That's put you in a position where you cannot do what you want to do when you want to do it. And so you got to realize something that makes these stupid suggestions and things in your life that cause you to have a rough time is not a smart thing. And this young man is just putting that out there. I am like so proud of you. You're inspiring me. I'm working on a lot of things as well, but listening to you motivates me to keep moving forward. And then, as Miss Brooks, do you know about 5 more years from now, Miss Brooks gonna see you when you be talking about on your commercial, talk about you gonna be on the commercial, talking about boom, 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 and Miss Brooks was like, oh, he was there, he was, you know what I mean? That's what's gonna be up. So you know, I'm just excited. So, Miss Brooks. Again, for you, thank you so much for what you're doing. So, what is it that you could tell some of the parents that's going to help them to move forward, to be able to get the kids to get where this young gentleman is?
To help kids move forward, you need to first understand yourself as a parent. You are going to make mistakes. And you're not going to be put in a situation that you're not supposed to be in, like you said before. And it's okay to ask questions, and it's okay to ask for help. Because you can't help a student when you're not ready to address your own inner traumas and inner concerns. Yeah. And I have a lot of parents that I talk to all the time. And when I get down to the real problem or the real concern, it's something that I need to address with them. I offer them counseling. I offer them someone to talk to, because if they can't fix them, they really can't help the child. Once you get through that, then we can talk about all the things we can do to help your son or daughter. And it just starts there.
It all starts again. You know, just listening to you and you saying that you started writing and putting your ideas down, which is an amazing thing. We want to open up the phone lines. If you want to call in and ask some questions, the number is 703-752-6120. 703-752-6120. And also, don't forget about our Cash App. The Cash App is the $ RG1960. Remember, we always like to support one another, and it's exciting when we do so. So if you want to call in, it's 703-752-6120. 703-752-6120. Again, I have my guests in here. Both, we have a student and a principal. And we're so excited. We get it from both perspectives. But really, is you can tell that y'all on the same train track. Mm-hmm. You might be different parts of the train, but you're on the same train track. Mm-hmm. She's trying to provide direction, and you are following directions. Mm-hmm. And then during the process of that, you're now grabbing on other people that can follow you. That's amazing, man. I'm just really, really happy and honored, you know, to have you here at the studio. So again, this is an opportunity for you to talk about the things that you really want to do. So when you talked about the clothing line, you said something. What was some of the other businesses?
The other businesses, it was like, you know, some small things like laundromats, car wash. Because I look at those businesses and it's like people, you know, I forgot the word. Damn, I'm forgetting a lot of words.
They need them.
Like,
It's essential.
What's that word called? Basically, I'm just gonna keep going. They just they look at them businesses and be like, well, that's not something I think will make a lot of money. But if we got multiple of them, I mean, you could make decent money. You know what I'm saying? So I feel as if I open up a car wash, you know, and it's doing really good, and it's not really something you need, not something that you really need to be there for, because you know, car washes of this generation is not even people washing your car. Is, you know, you got nice looking things that you come up, pull up into the thing, and you wash your own car, pay with quarters, you know. Honestly, you don't really need to be there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I could get that going and I could get something like that, you know, moving fast in a fast pace, I could keep opening more of those.
What I like about some of the things that you suggested, these are not things that are hard for you to come by.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
It's something easy to get to the top. You know what I'm saying? I want to take them baby steps. That's why I'm looking at these businesses, because I know, you know, going straight into a clothing brand is something that's at the top. But if I start off small with things like this, you know, I could build my way up to get to, you know, running, you know, credit repair businesses like my mother, flipping houses, you know, because I got everything that's small that's at the bottom. That's my leverage, is my foundation. So,
Hello, caller. State your name and where you calling from. Hello?
Hello, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, good. Calling to speak with Jayden.
Okay, he can hear you.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, good. My name's Will Saunders.
Okay.
Got your contact from Mr. Cunningham.
Okay. So, how may I help you?
Did
Can you hear me?
Yeah, he can hear you. Just keep talking. He can hear you.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just calling in. Just to say, you know, a little bit of our background. You know, how I met Cunningham, and he told me, you know, you're a pretty good young man. Just to call, you know, tell us how our story and where I'm at now in life.
So what is it that you do, sir?
I'm just graduated the police academy and becoming a police officer next month.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I actually have a great nephew who just became a police officer as well.
Oh, okay. Where at?
In PG County.
PG? Oh, okay. Yeah, I know a few PG officers. I'm down here in Florida.
Okay. So you're in Florida. So what were you doing before?
So I was before I was doing private security. I've been doing private security, I would say, since I was like 18. I'm 26 now. I'll be 27 next month. I was in college, you know, went to college, did my thing in college. Seen it really wasn't for me, so I stopped going to college. My dad's a police officer, so I didn't want to just, end up in the streets or hanging out with, the wrong crowd. So I started doing security. I met Mr. Cunningham back when I was 15 years old, 16 years old. And it was on a trip. I took a trip to Washington, D.C. And I remember I wanted to always work in Washington, do private security, work in the FBI, work as a police officer. I remember when I had a long talk, he introduced me to a couple people. But I was younger, when you're younger, people try to talk to you, give you advice and stuff. And maybe it goes through one ear, maybe out the other, or you take one thing out of it. There's some things that I learned and that he taught me. So I was like, all right, you know what? When I get a little older, give him a call. One day, I think I was like 18 or 19, I gave him a call, gave him a chance. I think I flew out to Las Vegas to start doing private security because I wanted to work for like celebrities. And I was hungry, but didn't have a position available. So I remember I would like fly myself out. I would pay for my own flights. There's times like I slept on the floor because I was so hungry to be in the private security. Wear a suit, work for celebrities, work for dignitaries. I kept doing that. I'm 18, 19 years old. Did that a couple times, and I moved out to Washington, D.C. when I was 20. Didn't have friends, family. I didn't know nobody. I only knew him, moved out there, got like a little studio apartment, started working out there. I got not supervisor role, but ended up being a supervisor role at a hotel. So I started working security there, got a lot of experience there. I started doing the security thing on the weekends and just learning. I was a young buck. I really had no experience behind myself. I was hungry to do it, and I knew, when I left Florida, I was living with my parents at the time. And when I left, my dad didn't think it was the right thing to do at the time. So I remember he told me the grass was not greener on the other side. I told him, I'm going to go out there in life and I'm going to get some life experience. If I fail, if I fall, I'm going to get right back up.
My man, I like that.
Went out there, and it was tough. I remember my first month moving out to D.C., I got into a fight on duty, like when I was doing security. It was like my third week, my first day of night shifts. And I was 21. I fought a 40-year-old man, grown man. We fought for 20 minutes at the hotel because he was trying to hurt one of the lady bartenders. And I was justified. I did my thing, and I thought they were going to let me go. And, of course, they watched the videos and everything, and it's just how I handled myself, how I didn't use too much excess force, and I got my job. I mean, it was suspended for a couple of days, but from then on, that kind of opened my eyes, like, hey, you're really out here. I thought I failed. I failed. 3 weeks in, I was like, oh, I'm going to get fired, Sold everything. I actually kept my job. Worked there for a couple of years. Worked on the weekends, variety of jobs. I worked bouncer on the weekends. Had another gig we got. I would say I was up there for 4 years. 3 of the 4 years, I worked 7 days a week, all year. Came back, moved back to Florida because I missed it during COVID. COVID hit. And I was missing my family, talking to my mom. She said, you know what, you should move back. And I didn't want to at the time. Mr. Cunningham got me a position with an IT company installing cameras, like government buildings. I didn't know nothing about that, but they were paying $25 an hour, so I knew something about the money. So I made my gig, and it was an amazing gig. And,
So I'm gonna interrupt you because I'm listening to you though. One of the things that I want to bring to the table here is that you was being persistent.
Oh, I was being persistent 100%. I actually left the hotel because there was a little incident, so I left the hotel and got that job, and I was just hungry because my parents weren't out there. That comment my grass not greener on the other side. That stuck with me. So even if I was gonna fall, I was gonna get right back up because I didn't want to come home with like egg on my face. You're like, oh, it didn't work. Let me come back home to mommy and daddy. You know.
You know what? Also, I'm kind of throwing different things than when you said you didn't want fall to have egg on your face. You know, that's a lot of times where individuals, you know, you find out what you put in it is what you're gonna get out of it.
Absolutely. 100%.
So, how old are you now?
I'm 26. I'll be 27 next month.
Okay, so Jayden is right here, right? So, what would you tell him as far as like, what would be one of the things that you're going to tell him so that he'll know as a young entrepreneur not to give up?
First thing I'll say is I don't know how your relationship or your religion or anything you know how you feel, but number one thing got me all that is the man upstairs. I put God first. I stayed persistent. There were so many times where I did fail. I actually failed, and I thought it was done. I live with, you know, I'm probably not saying this now, but I live with, I think the definition is functional depression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For 10 years. For 10 years at a young age. And, you know, times got hard. Thought about taking the easy route, taking my life and stuff, you know, and that sort. But through it all, I knew I had a greater meaning. That's the only thing. I knew I didn't want to be people on the side of the road. I knew I didn't want to be, I mean, living check by check, that's fine. But I knew I was greater. My purpose was greater. It was more than just money. You know, when I realized it was just more, you know, not focused on that dollar amount and learning what your purpose in life was going to be, the money didn't matter. But just staying persistent. At 26 years old, I could say I've purchased 2 houses. Currently, right now, I purchased a house in Washington, in Maryland, and just moved down to Florida, and me and my fiance just bought a dream house. I never thought I would have been there. You know, I never thought I was going to get married. I never thought any of this would be happening. But kept true. You know, you have dreams and you have aspirations, and that's fine and that's cool, and you're going to want to get there and they're going to come. But it's what you're going to do today, what you're going to do this week, what you're going to do this year. And I know a lot of people will try to give me advice. A lot of people see good in me. You know, when you see a good young man, you want to take him under your wing and give him good advice. But when you're a young age, you can't see the vision that other people have for you. It's hard. Sometimes you don't want to listen. I didn't want to listen. I didn't want to listen to like my uncles or like my dad or just friends or, you know, whatever. But I didn't want to keep falling. And I didn't want to be a statistic. My ethnicity, my father is African American and my mom's Puerto Rican. I didn't just want to be another, like I said, a statistic or anything like that. I want to change my life. I want to do good in life. I want to have, you know, I know nice cars and nice houses are all nice, but I want to have a meaning in my life. And one thing I can say to you, Jayden, is, man, keep going. Don't ever let nobody tell you no.
That's it.
Whatever you want to do, and don't, you know, just go get a job. Sometimes you have to get a job to get where you're going. Sometimes you got to do that groundwork or just go take orders at Starbucks to invest in your dream you know, to push you that much further. Because I did a lot of stuff I didn't want to do, and especially going to the police academy. Police academy was something hard. I didn't think I was ever going to do it. I was nervous and a little scared to go. I went in there, and to be honest with you, I started the police academy not knowing anything. And in the police academy, they have class leader, who runs the whole class. When I was in there, the class impeached my class leader and put me as class leader.
Oh man! Well, hey, what's your name again?
My name is William Saunders.
William. Well, William.
Yes, sir.
I want to tell you, man. First of all, I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you sharing your story. I want to say much respect to you as you move forward. You are inspiration to many people. As you move forward, man, just remember to always reach back and grab somebody like somebody did you, okay?
Yep, no problem.
And I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you're doing, man. And just remember, now once you're that police officer, you ever watch Andy Griffin?
Oh, the whistle? Oh, yeah, I know watch Andy Griffin. My pops grew up on that.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. Andy Griffin keeps me excited and realizing that, the law is not all the time a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so, I'm going to cut this conversation short, my man. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you so much, and much respect to you, okay?
No problem, and thank you guys. And one thing to say, man, hey, keep your mind forward, keep your head up, and man, you can do anything you want to do. All right, brother?
Hold on.
Thank you guys for having me on here.
Yeah, hold on a minute. Jayden want to ask, he want to say something to you.
Man, I appreciate your support, man. It makes me feel good that, people, got a good opinion on me. So, man, I appreciate that. And you have a nice day, man.
Yeah, man. Anytime.
My man, God bless.
God bless y'all.
Okay. Man, that's powerful when you get a young guy that have moved forward. And kudos to Dante. He a lot of times he's back in the back. He's been doing that for many years, man. He always open the door. And it's so funny that he does. He don't just do it for young people. He do it for older people too. I always tell this story. A lot of people, sometimes I'll be like, yeah, man, I got to call my best friend. And I will call him. And people would look and say, best friend? You will never be his father, And we be hanging, we be doing stuff and making things happen. And I'll be like, yo, but you don't understand, the passion that he had and the belief. And then the passion that I had and belief in him. And it's been a motivating thing. And that's what I'm telling you. You got somebody like Miss Brooks. Don't take her for granted. Your mom, what your mother's doing. Your mom is an entrepreneur. It's not easy for a woman out here to do some of the things she's doing, but she's doing it. And that's enough right there to give you the driving force. And you are going to be a success. I don't see you going back to jail. I don't see you. I see you standing in front of people, telling them about your journey, even some of the words that you couldn't even remember. hey, man. Hey, it happened to us all, man. And I just really see you doing some big things, man. Again, what I would like to see you do is take that leadership role. And when you in school, always when you see somebody doing something bad, let them know, yo, that ain't the way to go. Now, some people. Now, let me but let me tell you what's going to happen.
Help me.
Yeah, but Ms. Brooks, though, tell me. Sometimes you got that one kid who just really don't care, right? Mm-hmm. They want to care, but they don't. Go ahead.
I feel I could tell them, but you get what I'm saying? They gotta want it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I can sit up all day and tell them what's good for them to be doing. Like, I'm not gonna even lie to you. It was a boy that was in the school, like the 14-year-old. He was sitting in the office, and I just went in the, not in the office, but in the Mr. Russell office, and I just peeked in there. I'm like, man, why you in here? Ain't you supposed to be in class? He like, man, I don't go to class. I don't want to go to class. I'm like, what you don't want to go to class for? He was like, I don't want to be in there with everybody else. I said, bro, it's 4, 5, 7 people in the classroom, and you talking about we in an alternative school, so like, you get what I'm saying? Like, how do you not want to be in a classroom? He said, I just don't like everybody. So, I told him, everybody's not gonna be your friend. You get what I'm saying? You gotta use this as, something and get out. And he was 14. He could have graduated. I heard he could have graduated at 16. So he could have been on the train track way faster than most of these people out here. You know what I'm saying?
I got a comment.
Yes, coming in from Jet Polo. I'm tuned in or multitasking at the moment, but I would highly recommend the young man seek out knowledge about establishing and maintaining his credit once he turns 18, and to find someone who can brief him on financial literacy. Establishing and maintaining good credit can be a great tool for entrepreneurs. Also, get work experience in the fields he wants to start a business. Last but not least, read and study about the businesses he would like to establish.
Man.
Awesome.
Much respect. Hey, Jeff Polo, my man. Much respect. Now, and that's important. But I'm something else I want to tell you. So many years ago, when we used to go to schools, we used to do career day. Dante would call me, and he would have me come in and do some speaking. One of the things, if you talk about the 14-year-old, let me tell you what I know for a fact. Most of the time, when a kid don't want to go in the classroom, it's not because of the people. It's because of what's inside of them.
Mm-hmm.
See, half of them can't read. Half of them don't have nobody to tell them that they love them. Half of them don't know how to communicate. Mm-hmm. And so to come into a room where that's going to be brought to the forefront is intimidating.
Definitely.
So a lot of times, you know, one of the things that we used to do in my program, I used to, when a person came in, the first thing I was asked them, I said, did anybody tell you that they love you today? I'm going to ask you that. Did anybody tell you they love you today?
Not today. But,
Look at me.
I love myself.
But listen to what I'm telling you.
I wake up every morning, I was like, look, Jayden, I feel good because, you know, like, if I really could, you know, pop a CD in your head of my life, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I went up, from down to up to down, you know what I'm saying? So I wake up every day, look myself in the mirror and just be like, dang, I'm glad to even see you alive. You know what I'm saying? I love, you know what I'm saying?
You love you.
I love, that's where it started. You gotta love yourself before you even do anything.
Yes. And so that Ms. Brooks, that's some of the things that I can tell by you just from your demeanor that you're that type of person that's always open arms and say, you know.
Always open arm, open door, open phone. I'm trying to change the climate of the school. The adults are having a little bit more hard time than the students. My office door is always open, and they just walk in, walk out all day. I know the other day he's sitting in the office. I'm waiting to talk to you. I'm like, I didn't know I had an appointment. I didn't know we had a meeting. But it's hard, and you want them to feel comfortable to speak to anyone in the building. I just happen to be that person. My expectation is the same for everyone, but it's not going to change. I still want you to graduate. I still want you to be respectful. I ask you to speak to me a certain way, and for the most part, I can get that. Yeah. And I do enjoy this. I enjoy my kids, and I'm my students. I enjoy my kids.
I had and I still do. It's called full-time reproduction. PTP also stands for people to people. Also stands for people to people, power to power, positive people. But back then, as I was saying, most of the time when we came in, most of the time I would ask them, I said, did anybody tell you they love you today? And a lot of times people didn't hear that. And I say, I do. But I like what you said. One thing, you can't love anybody else if you don't love yourself. And you have to, so that's one of the things that's very important with anybody. I don't care how old you are.
Exactly.
Because we got people still struggling at 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. So It ain't got nothing to do with age. Exactly. It's about you getting into the position where you start to love yourself. And so that's very, very important. And I'm glad that you said that. The other thing that I'm really excited about is the fact that I believe that you now get it.
Definitely.
It's almost like sometimes you know how you trying to learn a song and you just can't get it, you know, but you get the beat. Yeah,
that's exactly how it was, you know, back in the day. It was like I got what I was supposed to be doing as a leader. I was just doing what was fun at the moment. You get what I'm saying? Doing everything that was, you know, not what I was supposed to be doing. You get what I'm saying? And I wasted a whole lot of time.
But that's what you know what I like about that. Yeah, but this is what I like about that, because my wife she get on me when I be trying to sing a song, and I be making my own words. Now, how you going to learn a song if you don't listen? You feel me? I'll get the beat, but I want to sing my own words. But really, I want to learn the song. So that's life. You got to sit back, understand the process, learn the process. Like Jeff Polo said, He said you got to get out there. You got to study. So you got to understand. Just washing the car ain't just washing the car. You got to understand the process, because you can wash the paint off of a car. A lot of people don't know that. You can wash the paint off of a car. So you got to learn this.
Certain chemicals you put on.
There you go. And then when you're talking about your clothing line, you got to see what your competition is. And we're talking about worldwide.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm moving, slow with it, because I feel like when I came up with the idea of the clothing line, I felt like when I looked at all my, competition, I'm just like, it's a lot of competition that just got the same thing but a different name. And I'm just like, how can I make my hoodie better? What can my hoodie, how can a hoodie be better without being expensive, where, people that don't really got it could afford it still. You know what I'm saying?
So this what gets me, right? What's your name?
Jayden.
Huh?
Jayden.
Okay. Say we put Jayden on a hoodie, and we take it over to France. Okay? And we get one of the celebrities to wear the hoodie and say Jayden on it, right? What's the difference from that, from it being Michael Jordan, or it being what's a
famous person?
Yeah. I'm talking about a famous clothing line.
Oh, famous clothing line. We can say
Or Gucci, right? But we got Jayden on there. Okay? What's the difference?
I say the difference is the person that's wearing it is in a foreign country. I mean, not a foreign country, but a different place. So I feel like they gravitate more to it. You get what I'm saying? And the word will start spreading to the United States, because then they think that's something like a designer clothes. So then the market on that clothes, or whatever, whatever my name is on, that whoever was wearing it in Italy or whatever, it becomes designer. So now, not only I don't have to sell it cheap no more. It could be $1,000, $2,000 for a hoodie, and guess who's gonna pay it? People that got it. You know what I'm saying? Then I start working on another clothing brand, which I can make affordable for the people that want it. You know what I'm saying? So I make a lesser version of what's in the air.
Have you ever thought about telling your story?
Yeah,
When you tell your story, then people understand who you are. Like, they know who Jordan is because of his story.
Yeah.
And if you know the story behind the Jayden sweatshirt, it may help people buy into you.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
No, I agree with you 100%. Having it be, if you have a story of the beginning, then you understand your travel, and you also know where you're going.
Exactly.
I definitely understand that.
Jayden, man, let me say this. 17 years old, bro. Let me tell you something. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 17. I made a decision back then when a lot of my friends were going to the penitentiary. I like 31 flavors. I'm just trying to tell you, bro. I like to get the ice cream, to support. So how can I support both of you?
By doing what we doing now, I feel good. I'm gonna go home and work even harder.
Oh, man. I want you to know, this studio, man, is at your disposal. Miss Brooks, any of the individuals that you know that are trying to move it forward, let them know this is an opportunity. There's a door you knock on will open. We're going to keep promoting what you're doing. I want to stay in contact with you because I want to see the progress. I do quite a few things. I got another idea I want to try to set up. I want to do a photo shoot with you too, because I'm a professional photographer. I saw you and I saw some stuff. I was like, yeah, I think I could pop off something with my man right here.
When the sweatshirt comes out with the Jayden on it, I need one.
Oh, you already know. Oh, well, I want mine too, right? Yeah. Don't forget, we the believers in the beginning.
Exactly.
You already know. I'm telling you. So, do you have a timeline on when you think that things gonna really start to moving forward?
For real. My timeline is before I turn 18, I really want to be on that, successful train. You get what I'm saying? I want to be already out the door with something that's already going. So that's my goal, for real. As when I was 14 or 15, my goal was I had to have $1 million in my bank account the time I turned 18, because I just felt like if I'm a play around while I'm a kid, and then by the time I turn 18, feel like it's time for me to grow up and go do what I gotta do. I feel like I wasted a lot of time. I feel like I should do it while I'm a child, so it could be more easier as me being an adult. You know what I'm saying? To just be like, look, you know what I'm saying, helping other people and just being able to, you know, live them years without, you know, working so much hard, than being 30 or 40 and then being like, damn, I finally made it. Just stepping at the door, be like, I'm 23, I'm 21, and I made it. You know?
Well, do y'all remember? I don't know. I don't know if there's anybody in this room, but do you remember it was a young boy? He found some rocks, and then he started painting them. You remember that? Y'all may not know.
I remember something like that.
So the little boy, what he did, he got some rocks and he started painting them. He started painting sands on them, and what he would do, he would sell them. Look, he was probably about 9, 10, something like that. Mm-hmm. I thought about that. See, when you put your mind to something and you have a good motive behind it, when you can sell a rock to somebody,
man,
hey, come on, hey, this dude was painting rocks. He was selling rocks. He ended up in the Ebony magazine or the Jet magazine. I remember a long time ago, and he became a young entrepreneur and became a millionaire. Now he didn't just become rich off of selling rocks, but the rocks was the start.
That's all you need.
And you got to start
Literally
somewhere.
the foundation.
Excuse me. So with everybody that just tuned in, remember, this is a blessing to have a young gentleman on here, 17 years old, who's talking about making changes in his life. Man, do you know how many older guys waited till they was about 30 or 40? He's 17. He making those changes now, man. Much respect to you. So we got a couple of minutes left. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I need you to say whatever you want to say, you know, and then we're gonna let Ms. Brooks have.
I want my mother to say, you know, I want her to, you know, elaborate on the progress, because for real, this my trooper right here. You know, every time I was behind them bars, you know, she don't want to swoop to my rescue. So I want to hear what she has to say about me.
Okay, Ma, you gotta take my seat. Go on and cause I'm gonna step to the side. Get in there and get that seat.
Sorry, I don't have any emotion.
Go ahead and talk to him, Ma.
It's been a good change. You know, I can see the growth in him. And this is something that I was telling him since day one of what to do, because I saw him going down a road that was crazy, and me trying to pull him up and doing everything in my power not to do, because there's a lot of parents out here who just let their kids go by the wayside. And you know, me and Jayden have always been like really close, like close, until he started doing all of this crazy stuff. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why? You do not want this kind of attention to me. Like, you don't. And the more I kept doing for him, he kept getting in trouble. I'm spending $40,000, $50,000 on lawyers, like the best lawyer, you know, in town, and he still go do something else. And I'm like, for you to keep doing this, that means you're messing with me, our family, me taking care of the rest of your siblings, and you keep going back out here doing stuff where you don't have to be. You got a mom that doesn't work a 9 to 5, who gets up every day at 5 o'clock, who leaves the house at 6 o'clock in the morning to provide very well for you and your siblings. Like, don't go against me, especially when I'm trying to help you. So for now, you know, he's been doing a lot of growth. I see a lot. It's going back to when he got expelled from his school, and I told the at Board of Education, they was trying to put him on virtual. I'm like, no, he's not going on virtual. He's going back to that school that he was in before. That's where I wanted him to go. And it was something about the school that I knew that was good for him. And they was like, no. I'm like, look, I know my child. He's going to this school. And finally, you know, they signed off for him to go. Since he's been there, we still had a little bumps, but it's so much improvement. And I just wanted to tell him, like, I'm proud of him for getting an honor roll. I'm proud of him for stepping up in the house. I see so much dramatic change in him that it's good. Now it makes me say, oh yeah, I'm glad I spent that 40, or I'm glad I went to go find the best lawyer that was in. There's a lot of parents out here say, let him sit, let him sit.
I just heard your mom say that you becoming a man. That's what I heard her just describe. You become the man. Man, I'm so proud of you, dude. I am. You are an inspiration to many people, man. And for your mom to be able, you don't even know what that does for her to be able to get up in the morning, to be able to handle it. Well, hey, Ms. Brooks, real quick.
You go ahead.
You good?
Yeah, I'm
Hey,
good. Mom said it all.
Hey, we get ready to leave up out of here. I just want to say thank you. This is People to People, Power to Power, Power to Thank People. This is People to People with Rodney Grimes. This is the podcast of the DMV, and we ask that you continue to just help us. No, we ain't gonna be able to get the music. You know what? While I'm talking, let me see. I gotta know where I'm always trying to do something a little crazy here and there, and I'm gonna see if I can do something. I don't care. I don't care what people be talking about me. Dante over there shaking his head and telling me, don't do that, Pops, but I'm going to do it anyway because I like my music. And if I can get that to pop up there, let's see. Shoot. See, one of the things I'm going to tell you, right, is this. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do to make it work and make it happen. And, you know, you take it from there and, you know, bam! See what I'm saying? I love it. Yes, it's People to People with Rodney Grimes. I thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hey, my man. Hey, much love to you.
The People podcast of the DMV. It's not about you. That's what we do. It's not about me. It's about we and God we trust. Sir Rod and Lady Z.